Today I'm going to show you 3 AI tools that I use to save me between 6 to 8 hours per week. And they don't just save me time, they actually build my business and grow my income. Now before we jump in, we've got an event coming up. You can click the link in the description. If you like AI, if you like building your business in a modern structure, click the link. It's going to take you to our next upcoming event and we'd love to see you there. Now, let's jump in. Everyone's using AI these days, but a lot of people tend to be using it in a way that actually adds more workload to their life. They go in and start using the tools and it overcomes them and overwhelms them, and it turns into some kind of weird AI form of doom scrolling. Today I'm going to show you the 2 biggest ways that I save at least 6 to 8 hours per week from the work that I was previously doing with 2 very, very simple AI strategies. Now before we go any further, we have a very special workshop going on. There's a link in the description. You can click it, go and register, and we'll see you there. But let's get moving here. First one we're going to look at here is writing. Now when we talk about writing, I'm talking about writing for emails, for newsletters, for scripts, everything that you could possibly want to get out your brain and have it in a communication skill set with your ideal client. This is what I use AI for. Now this isn't some kind of just ask ChatGPT to write me an email thing. What we actually want to do is use ChatGPT as a tool to extract the information from your brain the way you would say it, the way you would think it, and then clean it up and put it into an easy to read piece of content. So again, this could be your LinkedIn article, it could be the caption for your Instagram content, anything where you're physically writing things down. This is how to improve it and get your point across, but also keep your personality so it's not just looking like it's been written by ChatGPT. Now years ago, I had such a hard time with this. I could not get my ideas across. It was really, really hard for me to get things out, to be able to articulate it and get it into a place where when people read it, they could understand it. That's when I was taught this easy concept that I teach all the agents that I work with. It's a 4-part concept for any kind of storytelling, anything that you want to try and get your message across, any piece of content, any kind of email, any kind of lesson that you're trying to teach. This framework right here will absolutely blow you away. So this is the what, why, lesson, apply. And the way I got good at this, the way I really started to learn it, was to go live every day. So I started going live every day on Instagram and really went through this framework. Now, what you want before you start this is some kind of thing for the apply. This could just be a lesson that you're going to teach or information that you're going to give, which is great. But in our case, as realtors, if we have some kind of CTA for this piece of it, it could be a lead magnet like a buyer's guide, a seller's guide, it could be your monthly market update, whatever it is. If you have a CTA that goes to something, this makes the whole cycle a lot easier because you can start to tie things in. So let's look at each of these. The what is literally anything that happened today, or yesterday, or 2 years ago, or whenever. It really does not matter. This could be stepping in dog shit. This could be eating a bag of chips that the flavor you thought was different. This could be your baby kept you up at night. It could be anything and everything. This part does not matter once you learn how this framework works and how you can tie it in. And this is why content becomes so easy. The why is basically just, why did this happen? Like, I stepped in dog shit, why did that happen? Okay, so you gotta just think about why did those actual factual events take place? Then we're gonna be looking at the lesson. What's the lesson that we learned from that specific thing? Or what's the lesson that you can give to someone from that specific thing? And then how are we gonna apply the action? How are they gonna take action and move through things? So what, why, lesson, apply. Super simple. So if we go through it here, let's just say in this instance here, we have a first-time home buyer lead magnet. Okay, so first-time home buyer lead magnet. That's what we're going to be pushing here. That's what this piece of content, whether it be a newsletter, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever, that's what we're going to push people to, okay? So if that's our target avatar, first-time home buyers, we're going to have a guide for them, a lead magnet. And if you stick around for this video, that's actually going to be the last point. I'm going to show you how to build lead magnets. So that's the lead magnet we're trying to build. So we're going to say what happened, why did that happen, what's the lesson either I learned or you could learn through that, and how does it apply to being a first-time home buyer? So this is what it would look like. So the way I would start to record this is with a voice note on my phone. Now you could do it on a video If you're going to do a live video on Instagram, just do it on there, awesome. But for our purposes, we're going to do it as a voice note on our phone, because then we're going to put it into ChatGPT and have them take that transcript. So let's look at that framework and let's take the context, right? Let's take the fact that I stood in dog shit, and we're going to take that and then turn it into a call to action for first-time home buyers. And this is how we're going to do it. So let me hit record here. I was out for a walk this morning with my dog Teddy, and all of a sudden I stood in a big old pile of dog shit. I couldn't believe it. It took me ages to get off my shoes. What happened was we were out for a walk and I was letting Teddy lead the way because I didn't really know where we were going to go on the walk. I didn't know what path we were going to go down. I didn't know which way we were going to go and then come back home. Are we going to do a loop? Are we going there and back? What are we doing? I wasn't really too sure. And because of that, I wasn't even looking at the pathway. I wasn't looking at where my feet were going. I didn't see the landmines, the obstacles in the way of what I was trying to actually achieve. And this is what happens all the time. With our business, it happens so much with first-time home buyers. First-time home buyers are told just to go out and make this happen, but they have no idea where they're going, what direction they're going in, where they're trying to go, and what pathway to go down, because there's so many options and there's so many information pieces out there that are not relevant to them. What we do is we take them on the perfect path for them to go down step by step, hold your hand the whole way so you can get to the finish line of achieving the American dream and buying a home, which will start your financial future journey, take you to a beautiful place of investment and wealth. This is why we developed the First-Time Home Buyer Guide. It's a step-by-step process letting you know exactly what pitfalls are coming your way, so that when you start to look for owning a home instead of renting it, you're not going to step in big old piles of dog shit like I did this morning. If you want that link, just comment home buyer above and I'll send it to you. Boom. And that's how you do it. What, why, lesson, apply. It's a cool framework, right? It makes things super, super simple to just get out there, and literally anything that happens, you can take it in that circle and apply it to whatever your call to action is, whatever your lead magnet is, any kind of lesson you're trying to do at all. You don't need a lead magnet, but whatever you're trying to do, you can take it there. So whatever happens in life, use that framework. What, why, lesson, apply, and that will help you a ton in developing content. All right, so the next piece of this is we're just going to come into our phone, into our recordings, and I'm going to click on the three dots. I'm going to say copy transcript. Now I'm using Mac and they speak to each other, because all we're going to do next is come into ChatGPT and I'm going to paste to make sure that it comes out. Cool. So this is all there. This is the exact voice memo that I put in there. Now, if you're using a different style of computer or PC or whatever, just make sure that you can get your transcript out and put it into ChatGPT. You can even put your audio recording into ChatGPT and it will transcribe it for you. And for this purpose, we're going to go with a story and we're going to create an email that's going to go out to first-time homebuyer people or our database, and it's going to take them through this and take them to a call to action to download a lead magnet. So I'm going to say, create an engaging email, Russell Brunson style, with this transcript. We are using a first-time home buyer PDF for the CTA. So we're just saying create an engaging email, Russell Brunson style. Russell Brunson is a great copywriter. I like the way that he does things, so I just put his name in there. We're using a first-time home buyer PDF for the CTA. That's all you have to do. Let's hit enter and see what it does here. So subject line, I stepped in dog shit this morning. Here's why it matters. This morning I was out walking my dog Teddy, fresh air, good vibes, just letting him lead the way. And then boom, I stepped in the biggest pile of dog crap you've ever seen. Like ankle twisting, shoe ruining, 10-minute cleanup kind of situation. Gross, I know, but here's what's wild. It happened because I had no idea where we were going. I wasn't paying attention, I didn't have a plan. Teddy was leading and I was just following aimlessly. And that's exactly how most first-time homebuyers approach the process. They're told, go buy a house, start building wealth, stop renting. Cool, but no one gives them the actual roadmap. They don't know which direction to go, what traps to avoid, or what steps come next. And just like me this morning, they end up stepping into something they really didn't expect. So we built a step-by-step first-time homebuyer guide to change that. It's simple, clear, actionable, no fluff, no BS, just the exact path to follow so you can finally buy your first home without getting wrecked in the process. It's 100% free. Click below and grab it now. boom, boom, Lewi and Teddy. That's so cool. So look at this, this is phenomenal. Now, if you want to go a step further with this to clean up some language, this looks really nice and readable for me. The other app that I use is called Grammarly. And what I'll do is I'll just come into Grammarly and I'll paste that text in there from the email. And I'll just make sure that it's like not super robotic, not super AI. And this is a really great way of doing that. So I'll just keep everything here. Intent is tell a story. It's going to be an email. General knowledge. Informal. Let's do informal. And we'll go from there. And this is just going to give us some ideas about what this looks like. So it's got a few different, the most enormous. Yeah, I like that word. Okay, choose a different word. This is really nice because I like the way that AI typically uses like similar words when it's storytelling, when it's saying things. So I quite like that. I want to sound more confident. Teddy was leading it and I was following along aimlessly, instead of Teddy was leading and I was just following along aimlessly. Sure. So I tend to take a lot of suggestions from it and go like that, but we'll kind of work with that for now. Now, the last thing I just like to do is, the way Russell Brunson writes emails is that he puts spaces between, if you've ever got an email from me, you'll see this, spaces between each thing. So instead of paragraphs, it has to be super easy to read. So what we would do is we would take this text here and you would take it to your email, wherever you're going to do this from, if it's a CRM or whatever, just do your thing. But I would just space it like this. This morning's out in my log, Teddy, boom, and I pretty much look for one sentence per line. Like this. And if you were going to ask my wife, who is a grammar police, she would not like this. But this has been proven scientifically that people read this easier, browse through it easier, and that's what we're looking for. So you can see just how this is mapped out. It's so much easier to read and very good to go. And then of course you're going to take this subject line here, boom, yep, there, and we're good to go. So this is the writing portion of what we're doing, right? This is how I write things now. It's so easy because you can be out for a walk with the dog, wherever, and you can start to write emails, just voice memo, okay? What, why, listen, apply. Just write it like that. And then when you come to actually doing the email, ChatGPT will spit this out for you and you can throw it in there with next to no editing at all. And this brings us to step number 2, which is creating the lead magnet that we talked about inside of the email. And all we're going to say is, I want you to create the lead magnet that we talk about in this email. So this means that you can actually create lead magnets for each piece of content you send out if you want to. Now, it's great to have magnetic things, you know, you have like some main ones, but if you want to send out, you know, ones for each piece of content or a few pieces of content, you can absolutely do that. So let's take a peek at this. So it's building out this entire first-time home, your first home game plan, step by step, without the stress. Look at this, step 1, the page 1 on the cover, page 2, intro, don't step in it, right? Step-by-step roadmap, 4 common mistakes to avoid, call to action. Cool. Remember, lead magnets don't have to give away the farm. They just have to give enough things so that you can be a point of reference, a source of intelligence and authority that they're going to start to reach out to you for. So all we're going to do now is we're going to take this and we're going to go to our next tool, which is Gamma. Gamma is a great AI tool. It's free. You can upgrade and do a bunch of stuff, but this is where we do all of our presentations. So we're going to create new, paste in text. We're going to do a presentation. I'm going to paste everything from ChatGPT, put it in there. Now you can select different things down here. You can get it to summarize long text here. You can get it to preserve this exact text, and you can get it to generate from the notes and outline. I'm going to get it to generate. So we'll come here and it will start to put this together. You can see it's put it into different cards, which is great right here. And now we're going to go detailed, right for first-time home buyers in Denver, encouraging, clear, actionable. You can choose a kind of theme that you're looking for here, maybe something like this. You can choose what kind of images that you want it to do. Like, do you want it to look abstract or Illustrator or 3D or whatever? We'll just do photorealistic. And I think that'll do right here. Let's generate it, see what it comes up with. And this is going to create our lead magnet PDF, which is easy and good to go. And what's best about this thing is it looks so nice and it looks very, very cool. It's going to put in its own AI images. Typically, if you give it a geographical location, it does pretty well with it. You can also edit this and add in your own images and do whatever you want to make it kind of more your style, more your brand. You can put in your custom colors and stuff like that, fonts, logos, all this good stuff. But you can see here, it's starting to build all of this out, putting together home plans. Okay, so let's go through. All right, so not too bad on the imaging. Actually, that's pretty good. We got the Rocky Mountains in the background. This here, home ownership, controlled, avoid these common first-time home buyer mistakes, foundational cracks, I love that. Yep, Cherry Creek, that's a neighborhood here in Denver. Sold, your Denver dream starts here. All right, and it's given us this, right? So we would probably put in our own, obviously our own logos and stuff like that in here. But look how quickly we went from idea on the phone to written email to lead magnet. And now all we have to do is come to share, export to PDF. And then all you would do here is upload that PDF into Google Drive, and then you would just link it right here. So you would just link that here, boom, and you put in the Google Drive link to your PDF, and now you've sent an email with value, with a lead magnet, with a call to action at the end of it. Dope. And this alone saves so many hours a week where you can really start to market. Maybe you have different demographics that you market to. Maybe you have first-time home buyers. Maybe you have repeat buyers, maybe you have investors. It doesn't matter. You can start to create campaigns and different things for different avatars, build their lead magnets, build the emails. You could take the same structure of I stood in dog shit and do it for first-time home buyers, do it for investors, they step in shit all the time, do it for retirees, whoever it is. You could do it for literally anyone. And that brings us to our third and final way that I use AI to save me 6 to 8 hours a week, which is here. Now that we've got our email, now that we have our lead magnet, who do we send it to? How do we get to our perfect avatar? If you look at your perfect avatar, you need to know a lot about them. Who are they? What do they do? Where do they spend their time? Where do they spend their money? What are their fears? What are their dreams? What are their big outcomes? Right? You have to know all these things about your perfect avatar. And when you do figure this out, then the question becomes, how do I find them? All right, you could spend money on ads and try and target them that way, but that's an investment in cost. It's an investment in, just trying to reach out and see. A lot of the time, Facebook ads, you're going to get bottom of the barrel people. So how could we use AI to take this process and make it as simple as a click of the button? This is what I'm going to show you next. This is probably my favorite thing that I've discovered in the last year that saves me so much time. And not only does it save me time, it gets me insane results. Let me show you how. Okay, so we're going to jump into a tool called Manus. Now, you may have seen me use this before in different videos. It's a phenomenal agentic AI. And ChatGPT has come out with their agentic AI, but it doesn't match Manus yet because this can do scheduled tasks. So check this out. We're going to paste in. For me, for my avatar, I say find 10 new Instagram profiles of male realtors in North America who are husbands and fathers. Target criteria, male realtor in North America, husband and father, evident from bio or posts. Public Instagram account with profile picture. Bio confirms real estate plus family identity. Follower account, ideally 2K to 20K or flexible. Recent posting activity, flexible. No real estate coaches. So what I'm doing there is telling Manus exactly who I'm looking for because I'm about to give it access to Instagram to go and find those people because I have something worthwhile that I'm going to give them. So you just have to nail down who that perfect avatar is. If it's first-time home buyer, write out who they are in so much detail humanly possible that you can figure out exactly who they are. So write down your perfect avatar and add it into the prompt for them to go and find it. Basically, all you're saying to Manus is, hey, I want you to log into Instagram and find me 10 people who match this criteria. That's all you need. It's no fancy prompt. It's no like prompt engineering that you need to figure out. So I'm not going to give you a prompt. Just go in there and ask it to find you people. Now, the big thing you need to know before you do this is that it will log in to Instagram. So my advice is to open a ghost account. A ghost account is just another Instagram account that you're not using for your business, for your personal, with all your stuff in there, your DMs, all that jazz. Start a brand new account that we're going to call a ghost account, and it will log in through that and find the people, okay? You don't want to give AI access to your social media accounts, at least not yet. And it takes a while for Manus to go through things. It can take up to 10, 15, 20 minutes. So I'm just going to show you one it's done earlier. So this was my report I get every day. So I have Manus go through this and do it every single day at 8 a.m. And you can see it opens the browser. It does a bunch of stuff. It opens up different things and looks at things. It actually clicks and searches and does all crazy stuff. And at the end here, it'll come down and give me a document right here with our 10 people in there. Now, I'm not going to open this up because I don't want you to get people's names and stuff like that. But basically, what's happening is this document has links to all the people, who they are, what they're all about. If they're my perfect avatar, I can go in and click them, find them, and connect with them. And then the last thing I have it do is I have Manus update a spreadsheet that I've put together. So you can see right here, we have a spreadsheet that is going to actually update for me. So if I open this up here, you can see that I've blacked out the names for today so that we're not on there. But I can go in there and say what platform is added it from, the URL of this particular person, so I can go in and check with them. And then I have my engagements, and this is our engagement process that I track. So have we connected, meaning do they follow me back? Or on the platform, have they, on Facebook, have they accepted my friend request? Are we actually connected, or am I just following them? Weekly engagement is just, have I gone in and engaged in one of their posts for the week? Could be a story, could be a post, could be a reel, whatever. Have I engaged with them this week? And I do that every single week. And then monthly, have I done my monthly give? So have I given something of value every month? And what comes into play for that? Boom, your lead magnet. And this is where it all ties together. So what we've actually done is put a whole lead generation content system in place for you to use. So we've taken our writing process, we've taken what we've done on our phone, thrown it into ChatGPT and had it write as a dope email. From there, we took that email and had it make us a PDF, a lead magnet, and we've built this out right here. So we're using that for that process, but then we're also going to use it for our monthly give to the people that we've found who are our perfect avatar, and we've used AI to find these people for us. So if you think about how much time that takes to write and create emails, build lead magnets, search through social media and find your perfect avatar, and then track it with a spreadsheet, those 4 things right there take up at least 6 to 8 hours per week if you're doing it properly at a high level. And now we've used AI to take this all off our plate where we can get the entire week's worth done in a short amount of time. Like I said at the start of the video, we have a workshop coming up. You can click the link in the description. That's going to take you right there if you want to explore more of these strategies, how we're getting ahead using AI and different developmental tools inside of our business. Click that link and that will take you to our next event. Now I also have a swipe file with the prompts, the tracker, and everything you've seen in the video today. You can click that as well. There is a link below for you to grab that. But the point is, start using this technology, not just for 1, 2, 3 things that take up your time during the day and get you distracted. Actually start to use it and implement it to save yourself time. Because if you can buy back 6 to 8 hours a week, that's time that you can have with your family, or that's time you can be putting into your business. It's time well spent that you would never have been able to do without artificial intelligence. And now you can. All right, we'll see you on the next one.